Well, every game is completely different. The competition were completely different. So in the first game we had 10-15 minutes bad, and immediately was 4-1 in Anfield. In the Champions League, the first game we make people don't believe me, but we make a good performance, except the period, the 3-0 to the end of the first half when we were knocked out. The rest of the game we were outstanding, and the situations would happen. Many things that game. In the second half we show an incredible performance, because it's not easy to play 45 minutes in Champions League, 3-0 down, in the way we played. And after, there are situations we cannot control. In the game at home, we make a really good game as well. In the first half, when we scored the second goal, we were not conceded for the reasons I know. And after 1-1, of course, we were down and we could not. But we know. So Liverpool, it doesn't matter. We lost 3 games, so we win 3 games. Remains a top squad, top team, top side. Especially since Jurgen took over the team, especially the last period, is a team like had a lot of weapons, to attack you in a positional game, in a counter-attack, and set pieces, and they are a master in take advantage of your mistakes in terms of these second balls, and the ball is not clear, and after that, when they regain these kind of balls, they are so good making a real attack. And the people, the 3 guys in front, they connect really well between them, and that's a top side. So it's the last guys for the Champions League final, and it's a good contender.
What would you say to the people who say Jurgen Klopp and his side have worked out Manchester City and have worked out how to beat them?
Good, congratulations. They are right. So we won the Premier League. So they are a top side even if we win. So the way they play, so Liverpool beat us, but beat a lot of teams, not just Man City. So Liverpool is one of the greatest in England. Is one of the 2 greatest teams in England, and that's why we try to be close to them in terms of many things, and we are closer. So it's a top side, and they win and learn of that, and try to be closer every time.
But nobody else. I mean, you won the title by so many points last year and beat so many teams last year. Nobody else found a way of beating you. Well, we won at home. We lose there in the knockout competition. Champions League is completely different. So also we lose against Monaco in Champions League. So and against Shakhtar at home. So I'm not feeling unbeatable. Not even last season. So everybody can beat us. When one team is better and play good and they beat us, accept it. It's part of the game. It's just to learn, because Anfield is special, because they are a good manager and good players, and that can happen. Is how we approach that game and how we are like a team.
And about Sunday, Sergio Aguero, he is fit, obviously everyone else is fit. It's 9 games at Anfield, he still hasn't managed to score, which is remarkable for a player like Sergio. Can you put any reason to why that might be, why he can't score at Anfield?
No, football. Normally when the team play better and play good, the striker has more chance to score goals. It's what it is. It not depends. When we score goals, of course they have ability. When I see one player take the ball and dribbling 3 or 4 or 5 players score goals, it depends more of the times on him. We have many of that. I would say anyone. So we have one player that are able to dribbling 4 or 5 guys that score goals. So we have to build something as a team. And in that situation, we will help our strikers when that's happened. Always it depends of, because maybe we didn't help him like a team to provide him or to help him to create more chances to score goals.
Just about Anfield, I mean, obviously we know what happened last season. Is the pitch anything to do with it? It's very tight at Anfield. Is there anything that the pitch maybe makes life harder for you?
That is not the reason why. So pitches is big enough to play. So I play in 4th division. In 4th division it was tired than Anfield. So of course it's special because Anfield is so nice, and the history speaks for itself. But in spite of that, it's a game 11 against 11. It depends on how we move, how we win the ball. The pitch will be big or will be small. That depends. If the people wants the ball, want to play, the pitch will be big. If don't, we'll be so tired.
And when you look at the three forwards at Liverpool who are kind of present a unique threat the way that they play, and obviously they have caused your team problems before, do you think as a coach you have worked out in your head how to stop them? And if you have worked it out, is the problem maybe with the players not being able to carry out the instructions that you give them in order to stop them? It's a very long question. I hope you understand it.
Always I thought this kind of players are big talent. The best way to avoid to that is when they have to run behind us. So the big difference when I said in the Champions, for example, is not about the duels you won against the opponent. Is how many times you lose the balls. In Europe, the people doesn't lose the balls. That is the big difference when you compare the national leagues and that when you go to Europe. And sometimes we talk about the duels. The football is so important of this kind of situation. In Anfield is fundamental. But these kind of guys, when they are more in touch with the ball, they have more chance close in the 18-yard box. They are so dangerous because they are so good, and they connect between them and really well. Firmino drop a little bit. Mane, Salah, they are guys who loves runs in behind. When it was Marco Reus or Aubameyang, Lewandowski was before in Dortmund, so they do it really well. So in the same way, always I believe, and that is the way I feel my game, is try to attack better, to have a lot of, the ball, to of course be protect when you lose the ball because they are so dangerous, but try to play. So I never understood go in the biggest stages like that and try to just defend or just to wait what's going to happen. Of course you're going to defend. So I'm not expect what happened in Napoli when they didn't shoot one shooting target. That is not going to happen in Anfield. And Anfield always they are going to shoot on target. But you have to minimize that in the worst way. You can defend. Always I believe so. You have to defend when they are better, and you have to defend, but not in the mental and the approach. So we're going to defend what's happened. First because it's boring. The second one because we didn't build the team in that way. We didn't build to propose, to be proactive, to be ourselves. And always when I won in that teams in these kind of games, like it happened many times, we did it many times in the bigger stages here in the Premier League, even in Europe, is be ourselves in terms of personality. So and after, when that's happened and we lose again, congratulations, Jurgen and his side, and improve. But I don't want to. I will try to convince my players to be ourselves, even in Anfield. So sometimes maybe it will not be possible. That's why when I said in the Champions League, when you see the game, the first 2 goals is the first 2 times to cross the half time. The half side, so we score 2 goals. When that's happened, what can do? And and a mistake for the pass to Leroy, the pass to pass to Salah is offside, and after it was 1, 2, 3 actions, 2 mistakes, they score a goal. The second, 1 shoot from his house from Chamberlain, they score an amazing goal. So what can do with that? Nothing. But how we react in the second half after 3-0, can finish 5, can finish 6. They score 5 to Roma. And when we play the second half, when a legal goal was not conceded, a penalty to Sterling for Robertson was not conceded, for many of these kind of circumstances. So, but we were. That is what I want on my team. And after, when that's happened and Liverpool is better, believe me, I'm a sport guy and I accept this kind of situation. First, because they are good. And even we are City and we are a good team and we can do many good things. The other are good too as well. So, and that's why I accept this kind of situation. But I would like to be ourselves in the best way, I think, to finish. Well, your question is to try to, to be ourselves and to concede as less possible a touch. I think Mane, Salah and Firmino would like to have been in touch with the ball in attack, because they are strikers. To minimize that is try to attack more and try to be with the ball as good as possible.